The disclaimer. And remember that my Patreon supporters got to see preview images, work-in-progress shots, and high-resolution images of the figure once it was completed. If you want to join them, the link is in the description below. Previously, on Wake Angel 2001 Customs...
I needed the new gear to take on the ultimate evil.
Evil! Remember, we're going for a super kawaii desu look here. What, you mean like this? Yeah, that's perfect. No! You have to believe me. She's the imposter. Don't fall for it. You know me. Shoot her. Next. It's your turn. And now, the thrilling conclusion of Courtney's commission. After the theme song. No! You can just tell that this frog is particularly up to no good! Ha! Take that, monster! No! I am defeated, Ribbit.
Rookie! I knew you'd make it!
Ah, shucks, SNT. You know I'd always be here to save the day in the nick of time, just like I always do. Huh. Yeah, so nick of time that I almost forgot that I actually made you, too. You know what? As much as I'm sure everyone's enjoyed this little sketch, I'm sure they want to see the process of how I made the Rookie figure, too. So why don't we go ahead and get to the conventional how I did the thing part of the video. Okay, so as you can see, Courtney's version of Rookie is, you know, the Rookie. The basic red wolf that we all saw in the commercials that were advertising the Sonic Forces game. So I looked over my collection of spare fodder figures, and I concluded that the best base toy would be Jet the Hawk. This was one of my spares that I had already used the head for another project. I think it was a bean or something. So this would result in a figure that was slightly taller, because Jet is a little bit taller, but given how this version of the Rookie is a wolf, and the wolf is a generally large animal, I figured it would work out. The head, of course, is one of the 3D prints provided by Corey SonicFan22, and I used up all of my filament. Not on this project, but I was doing 3 simultaneous projects that were using the printer, and my filament is now completely gone. Don't worry, I already have new filament on order. It should be here within a few days, and it's going to be white filament, which should hopefully be easier to paint in the future. That being said, let's go ahead and start with the parts of the figure that have, nothing but conventional sculpting and hand painting, and do the 3D printed part later on. The Jet the Hawk figure dismantles up to this point, and I chose him because the glove cuffs and the shape of the boots were actually the most similar that I had to the ones that Courtney chose for her version of the Rookie, which I think are the ones that were featured in the commercial, although they also showed him swap out gear during the commercial to show the customization aspect, but I digress. So on the back of the cuff is that little lumpy thing, and on the back of the hand is that chevron. Is that a chevron? It looks like an arrow or like a check mark, something like that. And would you believe the most difficult part of this was the fact that since Jet's original color is green, it was difficult to paint red on top of it. Since red and green are contrasting colors, they really don't like to be put one on top of the other. So yeah, that's why my next set of filaments is going to be white, so I have a nice neutral tone to put everything on top of. The same story with the boots. Overall, Jet's boots are more or less the right shape. They just needed the thing on the toe to make it look like a big old steel toe boot, the little chevron on the front of the buckle, or the cuff as it is, and those little bumps on the back of the cuff. So, painted up in the proper military green with black highlights, we get these super awesome boots that the Rookie in SMT Forces wears. Bit more sculpting went into the torso. I cut off most of the tail feathers, but I left enough to leave an anchoring point so I could sculpt the Rookie's tail in place. And he's wearing like the whole utility belt thing where you have a Batman the Animated Series style belt with a whole bunch of little pouches you open up and a shoulder strap to keep it from falling off when you're swinging around on a wire, I guess. Yeah, so that's a, that's a nice little minimalist garb, and it works for him. And I did 3D print the glasses, although the glasses ear hooks completely disintegrated upon touching because something that small was not meant to be 3D printed, I think. So it was fine. I just made new ear hooks out of craft foam, which would serve better anyway. And now let's get to the long-awaited head. So, like I said, the head was provided by Corey's Sonic fan, at least a 3D model for it. And once I 3D printed it out, oh, by the way, he did round out the tips of the ears just a little bit because the first time I tried printing it, the ears were as pointy as they were in the game model, and that was such a fine tip that my printer couldn't resolve it, so I was just getting these little blobs of plastic on the tips of the ears. So once he rounded them off just a little bit, they came out much better, although there was still that mesh error that he wasn't able to fix in the muzzle. It wasn't too big a deal. It's small enough that I was able to just use a tiny drop of sculpt to fix it, and I would have had to do that to the nose anyway, because the nose never wants to print because it's just too long and skinny. But once I had all that done and the epoxy had hardened, he was a simple paint job away from, well, looking like the Rookie, or rather, the wolf head from Sonic Forces with the big round eyes. I also made sure that his fangs were visible because that's kind of the thing that differentiates the wolf from the dog, aside from the sharper nose. So this is what he looks like without his glasses. So let's put the glasses on and see the figure as he appeared in the beginning of this video. There we go, the Rookie in all of his uncluttered glory. Now, I just want to say something. I really, truly do enjoy Sonic Forces. In fact, I was playing the game just last night for no reason other than to have fun. And yes, I did use the character creator to make SNT and this version of the Rookie just, because I like the little web series that she made. But you know what? Even before SMT came along with a little web series, this was just a game that I genuinely enjoyed. And I really did like the idea of making a custom character as a concept. Between this and how Paramount went and changed Sonic's model for the Sonic movie that came out and was indeed very successful, it just lets you know that Sega is one of those companies that really likes to go back and, I guess the Sonic franchise and the people attached to it always try to pay attention to what the fans want and what they're looking for. So yeah, I just wanted to throw that out there. Thank you all for watching the video. Thank you, SMT, and I'm signing off.